talk about energy, really they're talking about what we call exergy. Exergy is the high quality energy. It's available to do the work that we want actually accomplished, the transformation of that matter into the goods and services we've talked about. Well, fundamentally we're trying to create value with the exergy that we put to work, and the more value we can create per unit of exergy, that becomes efficiency. Instead of wasting 86% to create jobs, to provide incomes, to create value in our communities, we can waste maybe half that and move from 14% efficiency to maybe 40% efficiency, creating more value, more income, more social well-being, using less wasted energy and more useful exergy to get the job done. We have much more opportunity than we imagine, only because we tend to have a 1980s view of what exergy or energy really is. We're kind of hamstrung by the rearview mirror. If we really look forward to the 21st century and imagine how exergy really can be put to work, we can probably double, triple, even quadruple our economy over time, the size of our economy, using even less energy because we're already so inefficient. So really, efficiency is about maximizing value, maximizing return, maximizing jobs per unit of exergy, something that's fundamentally different than we're used to. So energy efficiency, today you might think about using 3 parts energy efficiency or exergy efficiency, depending how you want to frame it, and 1 part renewables. You give renewables a toehold in the market so that they can develop their capacity to provide more. Their costs come down, so energy efficiency, exergy efficiency is a way to buy time to bring renewables into the market, and as they then expand, today it might be 3 parts efficiency, 1 part renewables, tomorrow it might be 2 parts efficiency, 2 part renewables, and in the future it might be 1 part efficiency, 3 part renewables, as the costs of renewables come down and their ability to deliver services to create value per unit of exergy.
So in the future we need to start thinking about energy systems a whole lot in a better way. And we need to find a way of doing the dumb things a whole lot better. What do I mean by that? Well, a lot of our energy systems, in fact all of our energy systems, were built on the assumption that energy is plentiful and cheap and also has little impact on our environment. We now know that the cost of energy is increasing and that the impacts of our systems of energy use is starting to have a significant impact. So how do we go about doing that? Well, what we find now is that the ability to do things intelligently is a lot easier to do. We can start to use computation, we can start to use the use of data. All of those allow us to completely rethink the way we do things. But also it's not just data, we've got to think about saying how do we use our resources in a whole lot smarter way. So for instance, we're looking at a refrigerator where we're saying a refrigerator is no longer just a mechanism to keep food cold, but can also act as a storage mechanism for a grid so that you can start to use renewable energies. And what we find is the cost of doing storage for a refrigerator is about 10 times cheaper than using batteries. So it's that type of factor 10 thinking that we need to start employing so that we can get the much better well-being from much better use of energy, but just by doing things smarter and rethinking the system.